Hey, Battle Bill, here with another video. Today we were blessed by a chatter and a member of the Battle Bill community, a top tier battler at that, the Snots. Well known for successful runs in the play Pokemon circuit and being a consistent leaderboarder when he feels like it in the Go Battle League. In today's video, we are featuring some battles of his running buffed Poison Sting Shadow Drapion. I forgot the shadow on the Drapion, and there it is. So shout out to him for sending us some battles. I look forward to shoutcasting, watching the amazing plays, and boy oh boy are you in for a spectacle. So without further ado, you want more top tier battle content like this, you should drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and shout out to Snots for the submission. So the basic gist of the team is to lure out the Mud Slapper and let Chestnut start knotting. That doesn't mean anything, but a little superpower and dip action. Snots pivots into the Talonflame, gets met by a Clodsire. This doesn't typically look like a great situation, but with the plays of these Snots, it's gonna be a fantastic scenario to be in. He's going for another Flame Charge, getting that boosted attack, throwing them Incinerates, has a huge shield advantage on top of that, does need to protect his Talonflame because obviously a Stone Edge is gonna one-shot that double super effective damage. Could easily farm all the way down. Let's see how he decides to play this out. Already double boosted, decides to throw it, has a better read on the energy than I do, plus could definitely survive some moves from the Talonflame. So as he eats his Dark Pulse that's gonna come through, I'm sure he's gonna build himself up to the Brave Bird or the Flame Charge, whichever he's gonna get to. This is now triple boosted, should take out the Mandibuzz's remaining health, and it absolutely does. Obliterates in the first battle. Let's get into the next one. We've got a bad lead again, safe swap in the buffed Poison Sting Drapion. Boom, gets met by a Dunsparce. You know what walls Dunsparce? Not Drapion, but Chestnut does. So again, Snot's gonna play this out. Let's see if he decides he wants to play with some shields here. Decides to cough up a shield, throwing on his impeccable timing as always, getting off the crunch. This will not take out the Dunsparce's remaining health. Maybe, he goes for the Wombo two-step combo. Has both energy. Opponent decides to frickin' not shield there. Sees an opportunity, takes it. Also sees an opportunity because they're not committing to their Dunsparce. He can now Poison Sting down and says, you know what, alignment's going to be more important than me having shields. He's going to throw some resisted crunches at the Wigglytuff. Going to get off this Aqua Tail just in time before getting charmed down, doing some nice, additional residual damage just because the Wiggly is going to be bad for the Chestnut, but Talonflame is going to be able to cook it. I don't know why I thought there was still a Dunsparce. It was a Jumpluff, but basically, as I lose my rhythm and was very confused there, Talonflame gonna cook the Jumpluff. Obviously, wants to make sure Talonflame stays healthy because Chestnut just has nowhere to go, which is why Talonflame had to come in when it did. Obviously, Chestnut couldn't be going into the Wigglytuff. Talonflame with a little sweep action. That's a GG. Forcing the alignment, Drapion putting in work against that goddamn Wigglytuff. Really fantastic match there and really well played. Another bad lead, swaps to the Drapion, gets Aqua Tail off in 0.3 seconds. Opponent doesn't have a second to think or expect it coming. Then they pivot into the Feraligatr, and now Snots is up a shield. Lands the crunch. Does he commit the shields? He does. Surely with the Poison Sting damage buff, he's going to be able to Poison Sting farm this all the way down, and that's exactly what happens here. Opponent obviously is not going to bring in the Drapion, considering the Talonflame, considering the pure fact they don't want to eat Aqua Tails, so they come in with their G-Wees. He's getting off his first Aqua Tail. He's got two locked and loaded. How much neutral damage is going to do? A decent amount. Snot sees himself in a positive circumstance because Talonflame can beat Talonflames and also beat the G-Wees, so he doesn't let himself get farmed, does not let his opponent build up energy. High level strats as always. Throws the first Flame Charge. Question is, what does he decide to do here? He's gonna let the Talonflame eat this move. It's gonna be a fly. It's gonna take out his Talonflame's remaining health, but he remembers the energy he dipped out with the Drapion. Almost one-shots the Talonflame, ends up dying. farms down with the Chestnut, and this match is all but over. Usually fairy poisons do well against grass fighters, but not in this situation. Not only does Snots have the shield advantage, the G-Weeze is low on health, lands the Frenzy Plant, and Bang, that's another dub. On to the next match. Oh, look, this kid finally got a good lead because, you know, he deserved it. He earned it. Opponent then pivots in the Dragonair, and we're doing one of my favorite all-time strats, a little superpower and dip, a little debuff and dip action, especially with boosted timers or faster timers. 50 seconds makes that a much more viable strat for success. Goes into his Drapion after, and the opponent has decided to not use a single shield, so Snots is getting as much residual energy before having to potentially use another one of his, because the Drapion, the Dragonair, gonna get to a body slam. Opponent comes back in with their Gator. No, they do not. They come in with a Swampert. Snots getting these moves off so quick. Gonna throw an Aqua Tail at the Swampert. Drapion just so goddamn spammy, but Drapion does end up giving the Swampert a bunch of farm, and then the opponent decides to GG's, because Swampert, even with farm and Feraligatr, are not gonna do so hot against a Chestnut, even though they might have been able to chip away. Opponent didn't know he had a Talonflame in the back, but yeah, we take those. On to the next one. Good scenario here, kind of, sort of, not exactly. Ground against poison is never a great thing. I kind of missed the lead situation because I got distracted talking about the last match, but they do a Fire Punch, so that's fantastic. Snots building up to basically 2 Aqua Tails. Unfortunately, 3 does not KO, was about to reach the 3rd one. Will he decide to commit a shield? He decides not to, and then he's going to get the farm with his Chestnut. I think it was a Ninetales. Yeah, Kanto Ninetales comes back in, throws on that perfect timing, gets that little superpower off for some more debuff and dip, gets the opponent's first shield. Now the question is, what is their Mon in the back? They're staying in with the Ninetales, so this is showing that, Talonflame probably has a good amount of play here. They throw the resisted non-stab Scorching Sands, which is an interesting play. I guess they're praying for the debuff. Unfortunately, not gonna happen for them there, and their last Mon in the back must really not want to see Talon, so Snots is gonna start coughing up some shields. He's already boosted. The opponent decides to top left. They see the writing on the wall. Shout out to the GOAT, Home Slice Henry, as always. What a fantastic quote that one is. And they top left because whatever their last Mon is had no chance against Talon, and neither did that Ninetales. On to the next match. Got a beautiful lead here. Chestnut against Steelix. Not wanting to debuff and dip for obvious reasons. Goes for the nice neutral stab. Frenzy Plant there. Opponent gonna get off a charge move. I was expecting Psychic Fangs, but these are still some pretty early ranked battles, so you never know for sure what you're gonna run into. But Snot's going for another Frenzy Plant, probably gonna get Dragon Tail down, but just fall short. Is that DRE? I don't know. I always get DRE wrong. Maybe should have gotten that superpower off. Would have been cracked if he did. They decide to throw the Psychic Fangs there. I'm confused. Okay, their last Mon is a Clodsire, but Snots has a shield advantage. He knows when to hold them. He knows when to fold them. He hasn't done any folding, nothing but holding shields and goddamn cooking. Gonna end up using them now because obviously Clodsire can wreck both of his last Mons, and this situation is proving fine because of the shields, getting the flame charges off, boosting them Incinerates, getting the opponent down shields. I don't know if this is bad or just going too fast, but it doesn't even look like they're throwing on the best timing, so is able to feast on the Clodsire, incinerates it all the way down. Nothing's beating a fully loaded, super boosted Talonflame. And there's another match. On to the next one. Bad lead for Snots, pivots into the Poison Sting, Shadow Drapion, gonna get off the crunches for that good, super effective damage, potentially a debuff. They then pivot into an Ursaring, and this is a matchup, man. This is one of the matchups of all time. Another crunch goes off. Does he decide to commit a shield? He does, because that lands. Should be able to Poison Sting down. Ursaring's apparently throwing Swift. That's a non-threatening move. Ursaring couldn't even get to another one, and okay, these matches are happening really fast. Okay, next match. Bad lead. Again, that's been basically the story of these battles that Snots has been cooking in. So you know what that means. This team, highly recommend. Should be something you can find a bunch of success with, and Snots is playing these matchups pretty consistently. The theme and the concept of it seems pretty, straightforward, minus some really flex plays by Snots, being one of the GOATs and all that jazz. Unfortunately, Great League is going away pretty soon, and I dropped this video super last minute and late, unfortunately, but I've been basically dying to the flu. As you saw in my last couple videos, I was coughing a boatload, and I was really trying my best not to, so I apologize, but we're still trying to get the videos out, and this is still just in time. Plus, Great League's gonna be back in the future. It comes back multiple times, even though we should have it for 2 weeks in the beginning type of thing. I don't know why we're getting Galar Little Cup for 2 weeks. Niantic, we've complained about this last season. Can you just hear our complaints and stop doing this? No? Okay. We're going to have Great League later regardless. Highly recommend the team. Hold on to this, put in your back pocket, save it for later, and then cook just like this Talonflame is all over this Alolan Sandslash. Opponent comes with their Dragonite and it gets a Vine Whip down. What a goddamn final match. I'm pretty sure that is the last one. I remember seeing the Shadow Dragonite, and shout out to Snots as always for feeding the content king here with his goated battles. Nothing but appreciative. If you want to send yours, link for submissions in the description of the video. And as always, let me know your thoughts on the team, on Snots' battles. He played impeccably as always, and honestly, highly entertaining. You gotta love a team and some gameplay where it can overcome bad lead scenarios. That's huge because you don't want to be playing RPS every match when you're in the Go Battle League. On that note, thank you for watching as always. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.